What up, Chris? Don't mind me, everybody. I just have some things to scan. Thought I'd make a little hangout of it. I'm really too busy to be going live, but hey Jordan, happy Friday. Happy Friday. ED, what's up? Alright. So we got a big ol' stack of beta ray bill pages today. Page 1. Let's start with page 1. I'm sorry, I can't really show you. Well, I could show you this one. This is from issue 2. This is page 1 of issue 2. No spoilers here. Oh, it's pretty fun. I may be kind of dark, but whatever. I feel like maybe I should... Hold on, I'm going to try something. Oh, maybe that'll be a little better. It's a little better. I have this like big ring light right on me and it's not doing much. I'm sure I could adjust the camera settings, but it's too late. We're already live, so here we go. Alright. So I'm just here. I'm just here for like a half hour because I'm supposed to be making dinner with my wife right now. It's been a long week of looking for a house. We're trying to buy a house. So, here I am, like 20 pages into Beta Ray Bill issue 2, and I haven't scanned a single page. No good. No good. Nicolo, hello. I have some whiskey. I've earned this. Looks like Photoshop doesn't really want to start. ED, you're not wrong, bro. Let me know if I'm too loud or too quiet, okay? Alright, we're gonna scan page 1. Thank you, Kevin. I believe in myself too. Surprisingly. Stupid. Okay. Here we go. BRB. BRB. This is how I do my files. BRB 02 underscore 01 raw. Putting them in the raw scans folder. Let's do this. 600 DPI color. How's everybody doing? It's a quiet night. It's like it is 12 degrees outside of Chicago right now. I can feel the draft is coming in the house, in the apartment. Chris Snorak. So aside from Simonson being godly, why Beta Ray? Well, yeah, I have always been like a Marvel Comics guy. And I loved Thor, I loved Wolverine. This is like growing up. But it wasn't until I got older, and I started really appreciating the comic art form that I started really getting into Walt Simonson's art. So it kind of starts with Simonson and ends with Beta Ray Bill because there's many places you can go with Walt Simonson's art, but I just love his Beta Ray Bill work, and I like his art style on Beta Ray Bill because you can tell that he was under a deadline, and the art is, it's not messy, but he there were some panels where he's like moving pretty fast, and I like that because it helps the book read better, in my opinion. If you're not sweating over every single little detail too much, I mean, a lot of times it's more fun to read. That's kind of what I've found. I mean, it's like kind of a chore for me to read Akira. I love Akira, but it is a bit stressful sometimes. Inaki, snowed like crazy here, so it's a drawing night. Amen. ED, amen. Sorry, this may be a really boring live stream. I don't know. As you all know, I'm not exactly a YouTube expert. So, here, let's see if I can add just what I'm seeing here. There we go. Oh, how do I switch back? There we go. Okay, that's how you do it. So this is going to go to my intern, Kellen Thallinger, who's a very talented artist in his own right, and he's going to clean this up. What I used to do is I used to have interns come from the Art Institute of Chicago, and they would come into my studio, and they would clean them up here and scan them all. I just hand them a stack of pages, and they would scan them. Obviously, that's not an option right now. Hopefully soon, because I'm very bad at scanning myself. It's a lost art for me. See if I can find page 2. Hello, everyone. Sorry, it's going to be a boring night. Thanks, Zachary. Thank you, Zachary. Thanks, Nicolo. My boy Kent is showing up in AEW. It's exciting. Alright, let's do page 3. Now I can't show page 3 because this is actually a spoiler. So I will not be showing you this one. Thanks, Pari. I'm excited too. I'm really excited. Really excited for Beta Ray Bill. It's a little weird because, we're still in like a pandemic still, and I don't feel like the real world exists anymore. I mean, we're at our wits' end over here. So I hope you're hanging in there. Yeah, the Johnson family is going crazy. So I miss going to comic shows. I miss talking to like other industry professionals. I miss going out. I miss bars and restaurants and just hanging out with my boys. So I'm kind of on I'm not burning out, but every day is a bit of a grind right now. Some weeks are better than others. This is a tough week. JR. Any tips on making your own comics independently and work ethic? Thank you, JR. JEJR. JEJR. Art. Well, I will say I am very lucky because my wife, Rachel, she wanted me to give my art a try. So I realize that not everybody has a support system to do this, but I personally think the best way to succeed is to treat comics like your actual job, if that makes sense. I mean, this is easier said than done, of course. But I'm scanning the spread right now. I'm not going to show you because I want you to read it in print. There's no spoilers here, but I do want you to read it in print. Okay. Anyway, going back to my point. If you can treat comics like your job, like a 9 to 5 job, 5 days a week, I personally think that's the best way to go about it. That's obviously not something that everybody can do. But I remember I was thinking about maybe getting like a job at Starbucks when I first was starting out, because I was quitting my job, my teaching job. And I was like, I had an interview with Starbucks, and I wasn't offered the job, but things were going very well. I was going to become like a barista on the side, and all my friends that were freelancers, they weren't in comics at the time, but they were. Hold on, I'm naming this file, and I can't talk and name at the same time. Sorry, 1 sec. They told me, they were like, don't do that. Don't go halvesies. You got to go all the way. And try it for like at least 3 months and see if you can make it happen. So if you can find a way to save up, or treat it like a job for 3 months where you're literally, that is your job, and you have to do it to make money, that'll help the work ethic a lot. I am a kind of artist that I kind of need a fire under my butt to get things done. That's just how I am usually as a person. I am a procrastinator unless there's a fire under me. So whatever it takes for you to succeed, we all know ourselves the best, and if you want to produce, we need to create the environment we need to produce that in. So I always had trouble doing projects on my own before I treated it like a real job, or before it was my real job and I actually had to like pay rent. So good luck to you. That great. It is like the Twilight Zone. Cheers to that. My wife and I are looking for a house in Chicago, and it is a nightmare. We're kind of outgrowing this place, so it's time. Doesn't make it any easier, though. That's where my head's at right now. Everyone's drained from lockdown. Hope everyone's staying safe. Comics are helping me through the beta ray bill announcement. Got me pumped. I'm so glad. I'm so glad that you were able to be pumped about something right now. That's fantastic. Way to go. Thank you for your support. What up, Guto? Hello, Victor. Victor, more wall space for art? Yes, well, we're looking for a family home where, like, I can have a studio inside this home. We were trying to look for a condo, but most condos are only 3 bedroom, and we really need 4 bedrooms, which seems extravagant, but if I'm going to have my own studio space, we've just found to live in the city, you need to, like, just look for 4 bedrooms, because anything under that is just not enough room. Especially if, like, I know the pandemic's not going to last forever, and so eventually I'll have my interns back, and I just need to have space. And, comics are paying the mortgage, so I needs to, like, I don't want to be working in, like, the basement with no windows. So that's kind of makes us a little more high maintenance in that regard. But hopefully the idea is that I have a studio that's as big as this one, which this is pretty big right now. And yes, it will be hopefully more art. Yeah. I got that one. I don't remember what comes after this. I should have these in order, but I showed a friend. Okay. Absurd. We're actually going through a realtor, so we've even got some, like, looks at some listings before they even go up on Redfin. Passion for drawing. Moved to Indiana from Chicago. Right on. I like Indiana. Zachary, do the big publishers reach out to you about variant covers, or do the creators of these books bring you on board? Always exciting when I see them pop up. Your Thor vs. Alien recently is one of my faves. Right on. When it comes to, like, big 2 stuff, just editors will reach out randomly. I don't have any control over it. I remember, I think the only time, like, I publicly asked for something was, like, I don't even remember if I asked, but I guess Marvel's doing Warhammer comics now, and I was like, I definitely want to do a Warhammer cover. Let's see. When it comes to, like, Image comics, though, it's definitely the creators will reach out to me and ask me to be a part of it, which I love to do if I have the time. Okay, that. JEJR. I'm gonna wait for the trade. Right on, man. Tyler Kirkham's Studio Man Cave. I should probably look that up. Conal, what were the biggest challenges you faced putting together Green Leader or other mini comics? That's the whole point, is they weren't super challenging to make. I used to staple them myself, and now I go through a printer. So stapling and collating them and putting them together and stapling them was the hardest part, for sure. But actually making it was really fun. And comics are never easy, but it was a joy to work on. Let's see here. trying to find this. I cut my own paper, so flipping through is not easy. Alright, what else we got here? Passion for drawing. Rock on. We've thought about moving outside of Chicago. We've thought about it. We'll see. One question. Have you ever managed to make a drawing while being very, very, very drunk? Might be a good YouTube video at some point. But I can't say that I've really drawn while drunk. There was maybe one con where I was like pretty schwasty faced and I was trying to work on a commission, but like I worked on it for like 5 minutes and I couldn't finish it. I knew whoever had commissioned me was not going to be getting their money's worth, so I stopped for that night and I slept it off. Pari, have I ever thought about making a new art book? I've thought about it. You know, I get a little nervous because, especially like with my commissions and stuff, they get a fair amount of like attention now, so I'm a little worried about copyright stuff. My last like art book was in like 2013, 2014 maybe, when, you know, nobody really knew who I was. So, hope that doesn't sound, what's the word? I hope that doesn't sound haughty. I just, I'm worried that, you know, with people like kind of knowing who I am a little bit more now, if I were to like actually make an art book and like put a price tag on it, I'm not sure if that would be good. I feel like maybe someone would come after me, if that makes sense. That's why at cons I don't sell my I don't sell my like sorry guys, this is how I usually am, and I've had one drink. So at cons, when I sell my mini comics, I don't actually I don't sell my mini comics. I just do a donation based. So people can pay whatever they want, whatever they think the book is worth. Sometimes it's $1, sometimes it's $5, sometimes it's $10. It doesn't, but there's no price tag on it. That's why I don't sell them online. I don't sell them like I don't sell them on my website or anything. It's only at shows. I'm trying to figure out how to navigate now that shows are no more for the time being. So, Chris never did a Warhammer cover. Marvel, I want to do a Warhammer cover. Reach out. Absurd. What types of commissions excite you as an artist and as a fan of the medium? Well, I don't know. I am open to drawing most things. I've been thinking about doing a Zelda commission so I have 2 Link commissions, and one of them I have an idea for, and it's basically going to be like a stained glass window of Zelda with Link looking up at it. And I'm really excited about it. So I like taking things that maybe people wouldn't necessarily think of, and like tying it in with the genre fiction that people are excited to see. So um, I kind of like using commissions of any kind, but of the ones that I get mostly as ways to like push myself as an artist and learn new things. And I remember there was a Galactus commission that I did where I really just wanted to draw the inside of a fighter jet, and I came up with this idea. It was on YouTube. I put it on YouTube. And there's this moment where I like it kind of clicks, and I love drawing like fighter jets and stuff, but any excuse to draw like the inside of one and really like getting the nitty gritty really excited me. So it helped kind of like push that commission for me to the next level, because I just don't want to be drawing Galactus like in a cool pose. I want it to be environmental and have an element to it that maybe people wouldn't necessarily think of, you know. So that's what gets me excited. JEJR, how can you build a following? It's a grind, isn't it? And I am not a fan of social media. I don't post much except pictures of my art and thank you. Let's see here. I'll just tell you what I do. Because everybody's different, and there's some creators that can like really build a following on like having like cool takes and stuff. I am not that person. I don't know how to do that. So I just draw as best as I possibly can. I post it, and then I turn off my phone. Or at least, I try not to check it that much, because it keeps me from being creative if I'm scrolling through Twitter too much. But that's the way that I do it, is I just post my art and I just get off and I just keep going. And whenever I have something that I'm excited about visually that I've made, I share it. I put it out there on all the Instagrams and I don't check my Facebook anymore, but I have the little thing where you can put your Instagram stuff onto your Facebook automatically. I do that, and then I just get back to trying to get better. So I know I'm not trying to be I'm not trying to be glib about it. It's just that's usually what I do. I have a passion. I have the Old Man Skywalker and Martok once inspired me. Right on, man. I'm working on 2. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles versus Storm Shadow. Gamera versus Godzilla. Hey, that's awesome. It's like some matches made in heaven. So, I think that's great. As long as you're having fun and getting your work out there. That reminds me. I'm buying you lunch at the next con for letting me have Old Man Logan for free. Old Man Skywalker, you mean? I'm assuming that's what you mean, but right on. I'll take a free lunch. That'd be great. But right on. Yeah, I mean, there's sometimes, people don't have cash on them, because I only do cash. And, if someone doesn't have cash, just take it. Barry K. Gonna have a nice stack of comics for you to sign when cons open up again. Hell yes, I'll be there, ready to go. Victor, if my Skull Knight commission is giving you some troubles, feel free to change it to a Gundam one. I've been sketching it. I'm sketching that Skull Knight. I can't figure out what to do, because Skull Knight doesn't do a ton in the story, at least as so far of like what I've done. It's not giving me trouble. I just haven't come up with anything cool yet. I haven't forgotten about it. A Gundam one, huh? Alright, well, if you get a Gundam commission, you never know. Hey, Frederick, I'm glad you're looking forward to Beta Ray Bill. I'm really excited to share it with you. Sin Potter, I'm the same way. Right on. Half says, "Hey Daniel, how's the process when how what's the process like when writing a story? Do you think of a general story, write it down in a script form, and then start a storyboard? Is it more organic?" And there's some, I can't tell. There's some Asian lettering here. I don't know if it's Korean or Japanese or what, but hello, I'm glad you're here. Half says, so half. I would say, well, it's 7:58. Okay. I know. Where do we start? So for me, I usually start in the sketchbook. If I have something that I'm drawing that I'm really excited about, I'll start thinking about that for a possible story idea. Something that gets me excited in that way. Now, you know, you can't just. Hold on. Okay. So you can't just be all visual, right? It has to be. You have to have an idea. So I try and come up with at least some sort of arc for the characters and a world that they can exist in. It all is pieced together kind of piecemeal, and it's a very slow process. But when I'm writing my stories, I always start with an outline, and I always outline my stuff, but the way I outline it, and I've gone over this before, but my strategy is I will get really nitty gritty with issue 1. Like if it's a 4-issue series, let's say. Issue 1 will be pretty detailed. I'll have like a pretty good idea of what I'm doing, and I'll write it all out, like very boring, like a paragraph, solid, big paragraph. Then issue 2, I'll just do my best with the seeds that I've planted with issue 1, and I'll move forward from there, right? So that's issue 2, but it'll be a little less detailed than issue 1 because I'm kind of guessing, right? Issue 3, even less so. I'm guessing even more. Issue 4 might just be a few sentences of me just barely figuring it out. And the idea is that I have some sort of hazy inkling of an ending that I can kind of work towards, but I can start by writing out a script for issue 1, which will help fill in the seeds for issue 2. And I've already got ideas in my head for issue 2, like visual kind of exciting things that I can look forward to drawing, or things that I think in the story will be really fun to experience or show the readers that I'm kind of working towards. But since it's not hyper detailed, I'm not just like writing to get to point B to point C to point D. I want to be as organic as possible, but we do work in genre fiction where things have a deadline and we need to get things done, and we are also artists or creators, where we're working with an artist where it takes a lot longer to draw a story than it does to write it. So I do like to script out my stories as far in advance as I can. Sometimes I don't always get far enough ahead as I should, but that's the goal. So right on, Sin Potter. Sean Kirkham coming in with the hot Kenta. Very excited. It's a wrestling thing. I was freaking out Wednesday night. Live on Dynamite, AEW, New Japan Pro Wrestling star Kenta attacking Jon Moxley. Big deal. Big deal. Alright, I'm scanning page 10 now. After I've scanned page 10, I have to go and make pasta carbonara with my wonderful wife, who's been very patient with me. Try and get to some more questions here in a second. Page 10. In Brazil, there's a channel called Desceno Elitico, where some comic artists draw on a thing while drinking. Sometimes Raphael Albuquerque from American Vampire participates. That guy's art is fantastic. Gotta watch that. Hello, Johnny. All right, Victor. I'll keep that in mind. Are there any any Gundams that get you really jazzed, or just let me know. Uh, Nicolo, go back to bed. Get some rest, man. If you want to interview me, hell yeah. If you have let me know if you have my email, or reach out on Instagram. I think I don't check my socials, but I'll do my best. Pari, how far have you gotten into a story before realizing this isn't for me right now and scrapping it? It's happened to me a few times. It sucks. It's like a mourning process. It's like watching something die. Ooh, no good. It sucks. But it is sometimes necessary. I've been working on this sci-fi project for the longest time, and I can't figure out the life of me the clicking point. The images are so cool, dude, but it's not working. The story isn't working. The juice is not there. And if there's one thing you can't force, it's the juice. If the story is not clicking, you can't force it to click. I mean, you could make something up and just like do a boilerplate structure and come up with some BS. But if it doesn't have that hook, if it doesn't have something that makes it unique from all the other stuff that's out there already, why am I going to make it? So then when it comes down to that, I will shelve it. It sucks. Kate Blue asks, was there a time you couldn't execute a part of the story, and how do you overcome it? I mean, like, if you're talking about, like, story stuff, it's not, it's rough. Writing ourselves into a corner is always bad. There's always that danger, but it's kind of an adventure that way, and you have to get really creative sometimes with how to get out of it. There's no easy answer to this one. That's a great question when there's no easy answer. Carbonara. Amen, Nicolo. Frederick bought 2 copies of Wonder Woman Dead Earth. Thank you. Hardcover. Huge fan of your artwork. Thank you so much. Cheers, Chris. Well wishes to you, Sin Potter. Sorry, I feel like I'm like behind the comments. JEJR, good job. Text you needs it. Of course, Nicola. Absurd. Your stories always convey emotion so well that your readers really feel it. Truly a rare gift. Is it taxing to get the feeling across? Not really. It's taxing to get the stories out of me when it comes to like writing them, because it takes so much work and effort to like try and come up with something valuable. But after I finish like a script, I just feel light as a feather. So I'm almost like weighed down by the script, and as soon as it's done, I feel like I could run a marathon. Favorite public domain character? Sherlock Holmes, Dracula, you draw Killer Frankenstein. I have to think about that one. I don't know. I do like Frankenstein a lot. Public domain monster. Is Rocketeer public domain? I like Rocketeer. Okay, well, it's 8:06. I have to go. I want to thank everybody for being here. Sorry if this was boring, but I don't know how to be exciting, so it's just Friday with DDubs, just chilling, having some alcohol. I'll see you next week. I'll do my very best to be here. Sayonara. Thank you so much to everybody for their support. I think Beta Ray Bill is available to pre-order. It comes out. I should probably find this out. Hold on. When does Beta Ray Bill come out? Beta Ray Bill issue 1. Really going out on a high note here. Beta Ray Bill will be released March 31st, just a few days after my birthday. If you would not mind, please go to your local comic book store. Please pre-order it. Help me pay for my new house. But yeah, love you all. Take care of yourselves. Thank you for all the wonderful questions. Thank you for hanging out on a Friday night. I know there's many things to do inside your house during a pandemic that is not watching a comic book artist scan his pages into his computer. So it's appreciated. Makes me feel a little more alive. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next week.